ABC in English Grammar, a basic course in English grammar based on 3T concept by C.N. Rao. Module 3, Transformations. Recapitulation. Before we get into the main subject, let us recapitulate what we have learnt hitherto. In Module 1, we have learnt about terminology used commonly in English grammar. In Module 2, we have learnt about tenses, another important topic for composition of sentences. About the current topic. In this module, we shall learn about transformations, a topic that is of great practical relevance. We all know about the concept of content and container. Let us understand it through an example. Suppose we store water in two different containers. The water in each container takes the shape of that container in which it is stored. Water in both the containers is same, but shapes that it assumes are different. Similarly, what we express has two aspects, that is, what is expressed and how it is expressed. What we want to say may be expressed in different ways depending on how we are presenting. For example, some topic is to be narrated. The way it is narrated differs widely depending on whether it is narrated in first, second or third person, or kind of sentence used to convey it. What we have to note is, same thing can be expressed in different ways without changing meaning of it. In transformations, we shall precisely know about how to express something in different ways without affecting basic meaning of what is said. Every way of expression has its own beauty and style. Let us learn about expressing same thing in different ways. Transformations of sentences. There are many types of transformations. Mnemonic for them is YDATs. Let us see what are they. Voice change, interrogative and assertive sentences, degrees of comparison, exclamatory and assertive sentences, affirmative and negative sentences, direct and indirect speech, simple, complex and compound sentences. Voice change. This is on conversion of active voice into passive voice and vice versa. Interrogative and assertive sentences. This is on interchange of interrogative and assertive sentences. Degrees of comparison. This is on expressing a statement in various states of comparison. Exclamatory and assertive sentences. This is on interchange of exclamatory and assertive sentences. Affirmative and negative sentences. This is about interchange of affirmative and negative sentences. Direct and indirect speech. This is about interchange in direct speech and indirect speech. Simple, complex and compound sentences. This deals with how to change simple, complex and compound sentences from one another. active voice and passive voice. Voice change. There are two types of expressions. One is expressed in active voice and the other is expressed in passive voice. Active voice is the voice of agent of action. Passive voice is voice of person or thing that is acted upon. It is possible to change active voice into passive voice and vice versa. Examples with various subject sentences for change of active voice into passive voice are given in table 3.1 to table 3.8. Examples are given only for change of active voice into passive voice. Please note the following. Voice change is applicable only for transitive verb. For example, voice change is possible for I eat food since the word eat is transitive. Voice change is not possible for I go to market since the verb go is intransitive. It is not possible to change voice for sentences in present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous tenses. Standard rules for change of active voice into passive voice are given in tables. Mnemonic is Bosappa. Practice exercise 3.1 given at the end of the module. Table 3.1. How to convert active voice of simple present tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.2. How to convert active voice in present continuous tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.3. How to convert active voice of present perfect tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.4. How to convert active voice of simple past tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.5. How to convert active voice of past continuous tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.6. How to convert active voice of past perfect tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.7. How to convert active voice in simple future tense into passive voice is shown in this. Table 3.8. How to convert active voice in future perfect tense into passive voice is shown in this. Interrogative and assertive sentences. Interrogative sentence is a sentence that carries question in it. Example: why do you live life with no goal to pursue? Assertive sentence is a sentence that conveys a plain statement. Example: I want to do something great in life. How to interchange interrogative and assertive sentences. Transformation of interrogative sentence into assertive sentence. Change question into statement. Example, or we want to lead uneventful life? Interrogative. We are born to lead eventful life. Assertive. Transformation of assertive sentence into interrogative sentence. Change statement into question. Example, it's not safe to land an aircraft when visibility is poor. Assertive. Is it safe to land an aircraft when visibility is poor? Interrogative. Practice exercise 3.2 given at the end of the module. Degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison. Adjective is a word that qualifies noun. It has 3 degrees. They are positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive degree of adjective qualifies noun with no reference to anything else. Comparative degree of adjective talks about qualifying a noun when compared to another noun. Superlative degree of comparison talks about qualification of a noun when compared to many other nouns. 3 degrees of some adjectives are given in table 3.9. With the use of positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of an adjective, we can construct 3 different sentences with no change in meaning conveyed by them. Let us see an example. Einstein is one of the greatest scientists. Einstein is greater than many other scientists. Very few scientists are as great as Einstein. Please note that the structure of the above 3 sentences is different, but the meaning conveyed by them is the same. There are 3 different usages in degrees of comparison. Remember them as 3Fs. Let us see what are they. Superlative by using the best. Superlative by using one of the best. Superlative by using no superlative. That is, comparison is confined to only 2 nouns. Examples for above usages are given in table 3.10. Practice exercise 3.3 given at the end of the module. Table 3.9. The degrees of comparison of some important adjectives are given in this table. Examples for 3 types of usages of degrees of comparison that we have discussed just now are given in this table. Exclamatory and assertive sentences. Exclamatory and assertive sentences. Exclamatory sentence is a sentence that carries exclamation or strong feeling in it. Example, how good it would be if old days come back to us. Assertive sentence is a sentence that conveys a plain statement. Example, I wish to meet the target that I have set for myself. How to interchange exclamatory and effective sentences. Transformation of exclamatory sentence into effective sentence. Change exclamation into statement. Example: how beautiful is the landscape? Exclamatory. The landscape is beautiful. Effective. Transformation of effective sentence into exclamatory sentence. Change statement into exclamation. Example: it is good to follow traffic rules to avoid accidents. Effective. How good it is if we follow traffic rules to avoid the accidents. Exclamatory. Practice exercise 3.4 given at the end of the module. Affirmative and negative sentences. Affirmative and negative sentences. Affirmative sentence makes a statement in positive form. Example: salt water on earth is more than fresh water. Negative sentence makes a statement in negative form. Example: fresh water on earth is not more than salt water. Please note that meaning conveyed by both the above sentences is same. Some examples for affirmative and negative sentences are given below. Practice exercise 3.5 given at the end of the module. Direct speech and indirect speech. Direct and indirect speech. Direct speech is quoting actual words spoken by a speaker. Example: he said, in inverted commas, I want to read. Note that the actual words spoken by the speaker are shown in inverted commas. Indirect speech is reporting what is said by the speaker without reproducing the actual words. Example: he said that he wanted to read. Rules for transformation from direct to indirect speech. Third person past tense, or it is been. That is, tense changes. Simple present becomes simple past. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Simple past becomes past perfect. Both principal and auxiliary verbs change. Shall and will become should and would respectively. That, what, where, etc. come depending on kind of sentence. Said, inquired, asked, ordered, commanded, wished, etc. come depending upon the sentence. Person changes. Inverted commas go. Nearness word changes. Nature of statement in direct speech. He is of four types. That is, wish, interrogative, request and command, and exclamation. Examples for conversion of direct to indirect speech are given in the next table. Table 3.12. How to convert sentences in direct speech into indirect speech are shown in this table. Some more examples for conversion of direct to indirect speech are shown in this table. Simple, complex, and compound sentences. Simple, complex, and compound sentences. Simple sentence. A simple sentence is a sentence with subject, verb, and object. The object being optional. Besides, it may have one or more phrases. Example, engineers work in factories. In factories is the phrase. Doctors serve in hospitals. In hospitals is the phrase. Complex sentence. A complex sentence is a sentence with one or more clauses. Example, scientists work in laboratories where experimental facilities are available. Where experimental facilities are available is the clause. Compound sentence. A compound sentence is a combination of one or more sentences joined together by a conjunction. Of them, one may be termed as a main sentence and others as subordinate sentences. Example, young minds think of their future and they study well. In this, they study well is a subordinate sentence. Simple, complex, and compound sentences are interchangeable. They can be changed from one form to another by following certain rules. A simple sentence with one or more phrases can be converted into complex or compound sentences. During transformation, the phrase in simple sentence will get converted into clause in case of complex sentence and a subordinate sentence in case of compound sentence. A complex sentence with one or more clauses can be converted into simple or compound sentences. During transformation, the clause in complex sentence will get converted into phrase in case of simple sentence and a subordinate sentence in case of compound sentence. A compound sentence with one or more subordinate sentences can be converted into simple or complex sentences. During transformation, the subordinate sentence in compound sentence will get converted into phrase in case of simple sentence and a clause in case of complex sentence. Compound sentence. Words like and, all the same, but, consequently, despite all that, nevertheless, or, so, still, therefore, yet, etc. are used as joining words in compound sentences. Complex sentence. Words like after, although, as, because, however, if, lest, since, though, unless, when, whenever, whether, whatever, whatsoever, what, etc. are used in clauses of complex sentences. Simple sentence. Words like notwithstanding, in spite of, excepting for, save for, in the event of, but for, etc. are used in phrases of simple sentences. Examples for the transformations are shown in the following tables. Exercises for practice are given at the end of the topic. Table 3.13. How to convert simple sentence into complex or compound is explained in this table. Table 3.14. How to convert complex sentence into simple or compound is explained in this table. Table 3.15. How to convert compound sentence into complex or simple is explained in this table. Thank you. This is the last session for you. I hope you have got a general view and basic understanding about English grammar. I advise you to go through any standard textbook on grammar for further improvement of knowledge. Practice composition regularly. I wish you all the best in your future course of study.